Thanks, Chad and Rhea. I'm Stephen Heumann, and I'm here at Lake Powell, reminding everybody about our big houseboat vacation giveaway coming up next month. And so we're going to be exploring the lake today, but we're going to be doing it with two people, Tyler and Larry. And they're not friends, they're not father and son, they're grandfather and grandson. And they're going to be experiencing the lake together in a very special way.
It's unlike any atmosphere you'd ever experience anywhere else in the world.
Blue water laps on red sand. Bluffs stand tall in the distance. This is a place apart from the rest of the world. For Larry Woodard and his grandson Tyler Pollock, they're as far from everything else in their lives as they've ever been. They've vacationed on Lake Powell before, but never quite like this. Instead of an entire brood of relatives, nieces and nephews, this week, it's just the two of them, grandfather and grandson.
Well, I've enjoyed my grandson. Got to spend a lot of quality time with him. Got to see some great scenery. Got to do some great activities.
You know what, you get to know your grandparents a whole lot more when you came down here. So coming down here, while we were out fishing, my grandfather told me stories from his childhood that I probably wouldn't have ever heard.
The duo set out from Bullfrog Marina, one of the lesser-known destinations on Lake Powell. As the closest marina on the reservoir for most of Utah, Colorado, and any northern state, Bullfrog is the home base for visitors in search of houseboat luxury, comfortable lodges, and of course, the tranquility and excitement of a day on the water. After finding that perfect beach and anchoring their houseboat, Larry and Tyler take advantage of the toys at their fingertips before going on an expedition of adventure.
Just saw a coyote. Pretty cool. Came down for a drink of water. We took a boat ride to Forgotten Canyon, and up there was an Anasazi house called the Defiance House. And we got to walk up a little trail and, through a stream and up rock walls, and it looks like what a warrior used to live in.
I mean, you could see how short the people was in them days.
Well, I couldn't fit in it until I found a smokestack that I put my head through.
Tyler would go by the chimney. Each one had a chimney, and Tyler would go by the chimney and try to stick his head through the chimneys. So it was great.
And there was petroglyphs up on the wall that looked like warriors, and so it was just a really nice time and great to spend with my grandfather because he is still able to walk up there, and it was just great.
Whether hiking where grandfathers of old taught their posterity to survive in this harsh land, or just casting a line in search of a quick catch, every moment carries weight. Like in this case, they're somehow more important. And maybe they are.
Having that balance between a grandparent and a friend is just excellent because they get to know you better as well as you get to know them better, and you just get along a whole lot more.
And I think sometimes the younger people don't have time for the older folks. So that's why it's so important to me to stay in contact with him, maintain a good relationship, because you never know. I could be gone anytime.
The things that I have learned about my grandfather have just been outstanding, and I couldn't have asked for better.
A trip to Lake Powell brings with it sights and sounds that can't be duplicated in another setting or even on another trip to the lake. Each moment is special and unique. You may be with the love of your life or connecting with a progenitor in a new way. There will always be something for you to learn between the canyon walls of Powell.
The water level on the lake fluctuates each year, and each trip that anyone will take to the lake will be a different trip from the trip before. There's always something new to find because the place is so huge. Don't ever miss out on Lake Powell.
It's just fun. You're out in the water, you get to swim, you get to go jet skiing, you get a boat, and it's just a great time.
It's time well spent. You slow down the pace of everything. You slow down your whole life. It's almost like life standing still. It's really good. And people just don't take that time anymore. They just don't take the time.
And that's what makes a trip to Lake Powell so special, is the ability to strengthen the bonds between you and your friends, your family, or even with your grandparents. Well, if you want to win the big houseboat vacation, go to AYLTV.com, sign up there, and you could be having this exact same experience. We'd like to thank Lake Powell Resorts and Bullfrog Marina for putting us up today. This has been wonderful. I'm Stephen Heumann. Now let's head back to Chad and Rhea.